method or the technique that I was implementing called PFP, partial to full load, then to partial. And I will explain this. Take a look here. How many loads do you think it's here? So this is one. This is another partial load. There's another partial load. So this is 1, 2, 3. And then it's, let's play a game. So there are 3 more loads. Let's see if you can locate those, loads. So let me help you. It's small, and then the other one is flat. The thing that you don't see, we have a steel plate, 2 steel plates. Those are the 2 plates that are heavy. It's thick, but it's below these 2 loads. Actually, we have steel plates. 2 steel plates, it's 1 load. This is 2, 3, 4. So another load is here. Okay, I think there's like a pump or something like that. I can't remember. And it was a paid load, and it was a really good paying load, and it was a partial load. Then we are actually came here to pick another load. It's a flat, can't remember exactly what it is, but it was an aluminum plate. And I will show you how I was able to do that. Guys, if you play this game, meaning partial game, this is how you win. So imagine this is an owner-operator that you guys dispatch, that you guys work for this company. This guy makes money, and obviously at the same time, you guys make money. So this is one of the rate confirmations that I have. You will see that it pays $750. The only thing that I want you to pay attention to is that, hey, listen, this is from here, Corpus Christi, Texas. This is the origin. This is destination. And this is how much it pays, and it's a partial load. What is it? It's $3,500. Must have step deck. 48, 53, doesn't matter, but we had a 53. So this is what it is. Why am I going to share this with you? There are a couple of reasons. One reason is that, hey, if you implement this strategy, you will make money. And still to this day, a lot of my students, they're implementing these PFP method within the tri-hull, using the tri-hull method, and they're implementing this technique to make money. It works. I want you to pay attention to, let's call it 90 miles. We had 750. This is how much it pays. See this? And remember, for miles, 90, right? Divided by 90. $8 per mile. And it took about, let's say, 2 hours to deliver. We pick up really fast at 3,500, and we just take it and go. And we delivered in point comfort here. Why? Why we did that? It's not that, hey, it's a short run, it pays good. 2 reasons. One is to pick another load here. The second is that we need to bump up the rate per mile, the average rate per mile. What I mean when I say average rate per mile, let me share something very important. This is a tri-hull method. Tri-hull is basically, in a simple way to explain this, is basically it says, hey, listen, your trucks could be in Atlanta market. It could be any market. It could be in Oklahoma, Nashville, Louisville, Kentucky. I have trucks in Atlanta. Then tri-hull principle says, don't go directly to Houston. In a simple way to say this, it's basically, hey, I pick a load from Atlanta, go to Houston, deliver, and then I'm not taking another load and I wanted to go back to Atlanta. This is what carriers want. This is what owner-operators want because they wanted to get home fast. Man, you want to make money so that I can make money. So you need to work, right? So we need to work together so that we can pull those numbers. And there's a reason why, because short distance pays good money. I demonstrated. And I have another one, which is this one. So my driver delivered in Austin, and we went to this pickup location and we delivered in this location. So if I pull this, origin, and this is destination. Origin, destination. So the mileage, let's call it 200. So it's about 3 hours to drive, give it or take, let's say 3.5. Or you can say 4 hours drive. It's a full load. Actually, it's 42,000. Remember we said partial? I'll get back to this and I will explain in details, but I just wanted to give you the context, what I'm trying to teach here. And let's do this calculation. Okay, so how much? It's 900. So let's go and say, okay, 900. And 900 we divide by how many miles? We have 191. Let's call it 200. So if you divide by 200, you get what? 4.5. Remember tri-hull method? The principle? It says don't go back from, if you came from Atlanta, don't go back home. go to a short distance, go to another market, pick here another load and deliver here. Why? It's between from here to here is about 250-mile distance. It's $4.50 rate per mile. This is the tri-haul, and now we know tri-haul says from one point, don't go straight to the market where you want to deliver. Go to somewhere, but you need to do research. DAT does this really good. Let me share this with you, and let me show you what I mean by this. I usually, when I was dispatching, I will be doing like, okay, let me pull this by zones. I don't want to include anything from destination or origin, anything like that. So I want to just see the nationwide, who's paying how much, when, and how. What's the average rate per mile? So if this person pays about $3, for example, then basically from North Carolina it goes to Washington. I said, okay, this is for step deck. This is the broker, and then I'm doing the research to see where I can send my own operators, or if I'm a carrier, then where am I going to send my trucks? Since we're talking about Atlanta, Houston, Houston to Atlanta, and then Dallas to Savannah, and I'll share with you the reason why I say this, because I don't want to go back from Atlanta to Houston, Houston to Dallas, and from Dallas I wanted to go back to Dallas. I want to go to Savannah. Why is that? Because usually from Dallas, Plano, Texas, Oklahoma, even Oklahoma City or Tulsa, it really awesome paying loads goes to Savannah. Why? Because it's a port. Let's take here, let's see Atlanta to Houston. Remember I said tri-haul says don't go directly from Atlanta to Houston. Go somewhere else, then go to Houston. What I mean by that? Do you see this option? And by the way, I use DAT1 Select. This is about $180 per month. If you don't have this, it's okay. If you really want to be a pro dispatcher, then you must have really good tools. If you click tri-haul and you see that there is a number plus 2041, and I'll explain what it means. This is basically when you click, and this is what it means. It says, hey, from Atlanta market, MKT stands for market, and it says based on the numbers that we have, this is DAT says. This is a tri-haul. It's a top tri-haul. Top tri-haul options, DAT pulls within the data, and it says from Atlanta to Houston, if you wanted to do that, and it's about 800 miles, 792, and it pays about 1,806. So it says, okay, that's what it is, and this is the rate per mile, and this is the mileage, and this is the total revenue for your truck or for your carrier's truck. Instead, do this from Atlanta market, right, which is this. Go to Knoxville, Tennessee, Bowling Green, Kentucky, or Nashville, Tennessee, Texarkana, Texas, or Decatur, Alabama. So if you go here or one of these, what it says, it's top tri-haul options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. DAT has those numbers, right? Meaning all the data. Pulling these numbers, I'm not saying that this is like to the bone accurate, but hey, it's close. Now, instead of going from Atlanta, go to Knoxville, Tennessee. If we go from Atlanta, Knoxville, Tennessee, if we deliver a load, we'll pick another load here, then we'll go to Texas, and it says, okay, this is how much you will make. It's about another $720. And it's only 213 miles. And again, see this? Why it does this? Let me take a calculator. 720 divide by 200, and let's say 13. It is 3.4 rate per mile. If you take from Atlanta, go to Knoxville, then go to Houston. Isn't that cool? So see, this is the breakdown. This is how much you pulling the number, 3.4, and then this is the mileage, this is the revenue, and you like comparing this number to this number. This is the revenue difference. You're making extra $2,050. Isn't that amazing? Let's talk about this a little bit more in details. At this point, we're just exploring the tri-haul options. Now, we know this PFP method or the tactic. Think about this way. Tri-haul is a method, then PFP, partial, full, partial, is a tactic. What I mean by that, since we understand the tri-haul, what it is, I think by now it's clear. The technique or the tactic is this. from Atlanta to Houston. According to the method or the technique that I developed, don't take a full load from Atlanta that goes to Houston. Don't do that. You can go from Atlanta to Houston, but don't take a full load. Why? Let me show you why. Take a look at this number. There you go. From Atlanta to Houston. What we have. Let's talk about this load. It goes from Georgia to Texas and it pays about $1,800. Battle tested. I can get another maybe add like another 200 more if I negotiate. The hook reason offer. Let's say we get another 200 for this load. It pays about 1,800. So if I wanted to get another 200 and I negotiate, hook reason offer. And it would go something like this. Hey, Jason, I'm calling about, this Georgia load that goes to Cypress, Texas. Pays about $1,800. It's about $45,000. It's a flatbed or step tech maybe load. Let's talk about this. And then it just starts talking about, oh yeah, what's your MC? Or this is the MC. Oh, it's a Prime Express. Oh, awesome. Okay, let me give you this information, a little bit of information about this load. It goes from here to here, and it's about $45,000. It requires tarp, an extra stop. See this? Always read comments. So there's an extra stop here, there, and there's a receiver, works from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You must be in between, something like that. You get the information. And if you're really interested in this load, if this is something that you want to do, then what do? You say, okay, the hook reason offer. Okay, that's awesome. I have one of my drivers. So he's in Atlanta right now. He's empty. That's the hook. Okay, cool. So this dispatcher or carrier has a truck empty. This is what I want. This is the thought process behind, in his mind, let's say, in broker's mind. That's the hook. So there should be a reason. It continues. Hey, if I can pick up this load today between, let's say, 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., or I can, pick between 12 and 3, and I can deliver this load within 2 days safely. So that's the reason behind what I'm about to ask. Would you be able to do 2,000? And broker might say two options, two responses or type of responses you will get. One is 99% of the time, brokers won't be able to say if you use this negotiation tactic or strategy effectively. The probability of brokers saying yes is high, and the probability of brokers saying no is almost close to zero. There's no way for him to say no. Why? Because you basically said it everything that he wants to hear. There's a hook and there's a reason for your offer. There's an offer. An offer is $2,000. Would you do that? And then now he's in the position like thinking, I don't want to lose this carrier. I really want this load to go. Hey, come on, listen. Instead of $2,000, man, let me do this. Let me do 19. I said, man, I see where you're coming from. I really like to take this load. I really love to work with you and build a relationship with you. Let me do 1950, and I'll take this load. Okay, awesome. Cool, let's go. Or you take, let's say, $2,000, and he said, okay, cool, yeah, and I'll give you another 200. Take it. Even then, like 2,000 divide by how many miles we have? Let's call it 900. If you divide this 2,000 by 900, what we get? We get about 1.8. It's not even $2. Don't look at this number because we have deadhead origin, we have deadhead destination. We'll be talking about this in detail if you don't know what I'm talking about. Deadhead origin, basically, this is DHO, meaning from if your truck or your carrier's truck located in Atlanta and you want to go to this location, it's about 60 miles. It's an empty mile, and then you want to deliver in Houston, but deadhead, it's about, see this? It gives you the option, it gives you the number. It's not going to Houston. It's actually about 30 miles away, Houston, Cypress, Texas. It's 30 miles away from Houston. Once you have this, and now you divide, and you have 1.8. Guys, 1.8. This is not even $2. And it's crazy. And why your carrier, or if you are a carrier, would consider taking this load from Atlanta to Houston. And this is why we have this, what we call tri-haul. So if you click on the tri-haul and it says, don't do that, right? It's 1,800 and it pays less. It's not good. Go from Atlanta instead. One of these top tri-haul options, pick this. Even Nashville, Tennessee will do the work for you, and then you will make extra $2,000. So that's the name of the game. So now we understand the tri-hull principle or the method in depth, right? Now we know what we're talking about. Now let's take this PFP tactic. PFP tactic says that, hey, if you wanted to go from Atlanta to Houston, now don't want to go to Nashville, it's okay. Instead, what we can do, go from Atlanta to Houston, but don't pick a full load. Never, ever. And your carrier might be like, no, I don't want to pick up 2-3 loads. Hey, listen, if you want to make money, this is the game right now. Because as you can see, loads, like full loads, going from, see, the full loads, this is the capacity, meaning full load. It's not even a partial load. So partial load, these are the partial load. Okay, we'll be talking about this. To me, if you really want to make money, I'll show you. So how much we made? Let's play this role. From Atlanta to Houston, we said how much? We said, let's say 2,000. And with 2,000, we divided by 900 miles, and we got how much? 1.8 miles? Keep this number, just write it down somewhere, 1.8. That's the rate per mile. And then your carrier says, hey, I want to go back from Houston. I want to go back to Atlanta. Going back, meaning outbound from Houston to the Atlanta. So inbound will be for Atlanta. Inbound for Atlanta will be really bad. Trust me, inbound for Atlanta will be bad. And it's not going to pay 2,000. It will pay about 1,500. So if we divide this 1,500 divide by 900 miles, this is 1.6. 1.6 miles plus 1.8 and divide by 1.6 multiply by 1.8 and divide by 2. And it's 1.4. That's the average rate per mile. So if you make this money to your carrier, then your carrier is losing money. He's not making money. So you don't want to work with you. So if you're a carrier, you're not making money. So if you go like this for about 2-3 months, you'll be out of business. And there are many businesses out there, carriers right now, they're going out of business because they don't know how to play the game. Guys, I'm literally giving you everything so that you can win. What I said, we will be doing this. We'll pick one load. I'm not saying that you will pick or you should pick 4 loads, 5 loads, at least 2 or 3 loads, partial loads. Play this game and you will see that, hey, within the tri-hull method, if you implement this tactic PFP, meaning partial, full, partial, and I'll give you a clear picture what it means, then you will win the game. In order to implement correctly this tactic, you do what? Don't pick a full load. P stands for partial. So we picked one partial from Atlanta, another partial, let's say from Macon, Georgia. So we picked another load maybe in Marietta, maybe in Alpharetta, maybe in Roswell, Georgia, or somewhere, right? So 3 loads, or maybe even in Greenville, South Carolina. I have loads that I picked up from Greenville, South Carolina. So basically picking up loads from here, like these areas, we pick loads and we go and deliver. Deliver where? We deliver one maybe in Louisiana. Another load will be in Houston. Another could be in Austin. Another could be in, La Porte, Texas. See, you're delivering loads here. Maybe here, it's okay. If they pay really good, you deliver here. Let's say from Atlanta, you pick one load that pays. Let me share this. Okay, see, literally, I was playing this game. 2,100. That's the pounds. And it says truckload. Don't pay attention to this. Sometimes brokers, they post like as full truckload, but it's actually a partial load. It's a machinery parts. It pays. Let's look at how much it pays. It pays 2,200. And this broker says, hey, listen, you just call 24 hours ahead and please read. This is very, very important information. So if you do that, I don't care, man. Like you can pick another load if you wanted to. This is only 2,100. It takes maybe, 10 foot long or something like that. This is one load, and it pays 2,200. So let me take maybe this load, and I will show you. This is 2,800. It's from Texas. See, this is one of the reasons. Remember I said I don't go directly to Atlanta. See, it goes to Charleston, South Carolina. And it's from Humble, Texas. See, since we play in Texas. So how much is it? It's 2,800. See this? And this is a partial load. This partial load goes, even it's a full load, so you just coming back. So you did all the work and now you're coming back home. So this is another load. See, less than truckload, meaning partial. And this is 1,600. How much it pays? 1,100. From where to where? See this? Austin, Texas. Remember I said we delivered in Austin, okay? And it goes to Gainesville, Georgia. How much? 1,100. And remember, we're not taking a full load. See, it's PFP. What is it? Let me show you and let me share what I mean by that. So since you saw the numbers, pick, let's say 2 to 3 loads, and then I go and deliver in Houston, maybe in Austin, maybe in one of them in LaPorte, Texas. I delivered. So this is, we executed the P, right? PFP. That's the tactic. We executed P. Now it's a F. F meaning full load. Now we pick another load, or maybe we're in Houston. We go to Dallas or Oklahoma City. We take full load. By taking full load, we just grab and go because we really need to go there quickly. And again, what I was doing is playing with the tri-hull. So this is Oklahoma City, Corpus Christi. There you go. This is one. Okay, this is one of them and pays how much? This is a truckload. See this? This is a full load. This is from Oklahoma City, goes to Corpus Christi. Okay, full load. And it didn't put the pounds, but it's a truckload. As you can see, it says, hey, listen, this is a truckload. See this? There you go. Now, how much it pays? It pays $1,900 from Oklahoma to Corpus Christi. See this? Now, let's do this. Take a look. It's 582. So if 582, let's do 600. So if we take 1,000, remember it was 1,900, that was the rate. And if we divide that by 600, so we have about $3.02. This is what it is. So we basically took a load from Oklahoma City and we came back to Corpus Christi. What was the game we were playing? And it's from Atlanta, partial loads, 2-3 loads. Now we took one load, maybe partial load for about 1,000. The other one maybe would take, let's say 1,200. And then the other one maybe about 1,500. So those are the loads. And maybe we have the steel plate that pays about, let's say $900. Let's add $900, adding 1,500, adding 1,200, right? These are the loads that are, going from this area to Houston. Houston area. And we're adding another 1,000. Total, we have 4,600. We picked load, let's say Macon, Georgia. We said Roswell, Georgia, or Greenville, South Carolina. All of these 500 miles that we picked these loads and took about maybe 2 days to take these loads. And we're delivering in Houston. Another one maybe in LaPorte. Give it or take maybe about 200 miles. So total 200 miles, 500 plus 200. We have 700. And from Roswell all the way down to, let's say, first load delivering in Houston or LaPorte, let's say Houston, is about 850 miles. We have 850 miles plus 700 was said. It's about 15, give it or take 1,600 miles. What am I doing? I'm dividing these loads that we have. The total, remember, it was 4,600. All those 4 loads. 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and then 900 steel plate. So now total 4,600. So if we divide that 1,600 and it's close to $3, it's about 2.9 or give it a take, let's round up and it's $3. So instead of going from Atlanta to Houston for 1.8 rate per mile, now we are $3 per mile. See the difference? Now we have this load. Remember, we're not going back. Remember the average load was 1.4 that we did. So if you missed that, please, go back and watch this. So now when we take another load and we go to Oklahoma City for about, let's say 1,200. Let me see if I can pull, some loads and then I'll show it to you if it's legit. Let me see from Houston. Let's say from Houston to Oklahoma City, so that we can pick another load and come back. So see this? Guys, it's close to $3. When I said 1,200, I just took less. Let's take in between, let's say 1,400. So 1,400, basically we take load, and I'm just giving an example. Maybe you delivered in San Antonio, maybe you delivered in Austin. You just take from here to Oklahoma City. The reason that it should be full load, because it's, remember, partials delivered, now it's PFP, now it's full. Now we're taking full load and going to Oklahoma City. That's a short distance. And we said 1,400. So what's the distance? The distance is between, let's go here, is what we said is about 600 miles. Now, if we have 1,400 divided by 600, it's about 2.3. Now, remember we had this 4,600 divided by 1,600 because we picked load and delivered. In total, we had 1,600 miles. And in total revenue, we had about 4,600 because of those loads, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and 900 steel plate. Remember, we calculated that. It was $3. Now, we have another load, which is going from Houston, right? So we pick Houston and we'll go to Oklahoma City. And we have 2.3. Now, we are in Oklahoma. Now we wanted to come back from Oklahoma, maybe Corpus Christi, maybe LaPorte, Texas, and see what we have. Now we wanted to come back from Houston, but we're not coming back home. We wanted to come back down to Houston, maybe LaPorte, maybe Corpus Christi or something like that, so that we can get loads up here and then go back. We're still in the F phase, which is PFP. We did the partials, now we're working on full loads. So we delivered one load, and we're coming back, and by looking at these numbers, let's say we get another maybe 2.5. Now, this is the game, right? So now we delivered from Oklahoma City. We came back, we delivered the load, and now what we're doing, we're picking up loads. We're still working, right, in Texas. We're working in Texas. We wanted to, take loads, partial loads, 2-3 loads that are going back and delivers maybe one in Savannah, Georgia, one in Athens, Georgia, maybe in Greenville, South Carolina, maybe in Charlotte. Let's say that we took loads and this is all the partial loads is about $5,000. So now with $5,000 divide, let's give it or take 800 miles, maybe 300 miles here. Let me do this real quick. 300 miles here, let's say we picked loads. We then go from Atlanta, let's say another maybe Athens, Georgia, maybe about, let's say, took a load from Austin. So basically we picked one load here, and then let's say we picked another load in Corpus Christi so that we can come back. We are in the P phase, right? This is the last one, which is we did the partial, now we're in F. We did that, these Oklahoma City, Corpus Christi, Oklahoma, right? Or Dallas, Houston, Dallas, this vertical lane. We did that. Now we on the last phase, which is the partial. So we did that with Houston. Maybe we picked, Corpus Christi, maybe did this, maybe go to Austin, and we came back, maybe took something in New Orleans, in Louisiana, and we go deliver one in Atlanta. Okay, in Atlanta. Then another one we said, let's deliver in Greenville, South Carolina. We delivered that. How many loads we did already? 1, 2 deliveries. Let's say one in Tallahassee, maybe Tifton, Georgia. Let's do that. We delivered another, maybe in Macon, Georgia. So what we have, total we have 8. Let's round this up in, let's say 5,000. These are the loads that we picked up for 5,000. And we divide this for 18. Right? No, not 18. Well, let's say 18. Okay. So we divide 5,000 divide by 18, or that's the mile. Okay. So we have about 2.8. So now we have 2.8. We deliver that plus 2.5. Remember those numbers? 2.3 plus 3. So divide those by 4. And we have close to 2.7. This is what I gave right now. This is the worst case scenario. We did the work. Since I don't know the exact numbers, for example, what were the load that was going from Corpus Christi, let's say, to Greenville, South Carolina? Could be 2,500. That could be this 5,000, could have been, I don't know, 6,000, 6,500 or something like that. The numbers I took, bare minimum numbers, so that you can get the clear idea what I mean by this. It's you're hitting $3 per mile. I was playing so hard so that I can show you that, hey, if you shoot for $3 and don't take anything less than $3, this is when you are negotiating. This is what you say. You say, hey, listen, say whatever you want. Maybe you want $4, maybe you want $5 per mile. My job is to shoot for $3. That's my game. In order to do that, we need to play a partial game. There are some questions. Maybe, hey, Kamal, what if your carrier says, I don't do partials? I'm sorry. At this moment, at this point, economy this is in survival mode. This is how we survive. If you're looking for something amazing, I don't know, $4 or something like that, I'm not the right person. Right? Maybe you can find another, dispatcher that can deliver, but I can't. That's how the conversation should go. Don't overpromise. This is the number 3, meaning $3 per mile. That's the game that carriers surviving right now. That's where dispatchers making money. Carriers are staying in the game. Let's say if they want to stay in the game, this is what they're shooting for. A lot of friends and families that they're in the trucking, that's what they say. If $3, anything more than $3, it's awesome. But anything less than $3, it won't be helpful. Hey, there could be a carrier that his trucks paid off, trailer paid off, right? Or trailers paid off. And his cost per mile is about $2. And if you can deliver $3, this guy happy. If his cost per mile is about $1 a mile, man, he's making $2 per mile. This is huge for him. So if this guy's rate per mile, cost per mile is $1.50, you're making another $1.50. What if this guy's cost per mile is $2.50? Well, that's huge. That's too much. Extra 50 cents won't do the job. You'll be barely making money, and it will be really hard to satisfy this person. So then what's the reason I'm sharing this with you is because cost per mile is everything. And this is why I have, market conditions opened, zones are open here, and then national flatbed trend lines. And guys, these trend lines, I'm talking about the flatbed market, and there's 3 major markets out there: flatbed, van, and reefer. I'm teaching based on the flatbed, but hey, you can do van, you can do reefer, but then national flatbed rates right now is 2.69. The reason why I'm showing this is because you now think, okay, what I can do to build a tri-haul. So from Atlanta, I'm going where? And by the way, tri-haul should be strategically planned. So I planned this Atlanta to Houston, Houston to Dallas, Oklahoma, coming back to Dallas, Dallas to Houston, Houston coming back to Atlanta. And this is how I was making money for my owner-operators and for my trucking company. But again, look at these numbers. So you're not playing on the West Coast. The national flatbed rates are 2.26, give it or take. So not exactly these numbers, but hey, if you start delivering, if you're playing, you will understand these numbers, and you will see that, hey, these numbers are not exactly the right numbers. There's some data points to play with. So 2.69, Georgia to Texas, Texas to Georgia, that's the game if you were in a flatbed. Texas is huge market for flatbed, just so you know. Now, if you scroll down, you will see that always it picked up in May, and this is where I realized that, hey, this is where it's increased, meaning the contract rates compared to spot market rate. Spot market rate consistent, it stayed consistent. It's about 2.5. It was about like 50 or 60 cents more when it comes to contract rates compared to spot market rate. And between May and June, this is where you see that, hey, it's about 20 cents or 25 cents, a little bit of an increase there. One of the reasons why people, wanted to do, let's say, contract rates compared to spot market rate, maybe they see these numbers, full loads moving from one point to another point, let's say from Atlanta to Houston. Man, they pay like $2. I can't do that. I can't stay in the game. This is where carriers shooting for contract rates. That's what it is. Yeah, that's basically how we read these numbers. But guys, this is very, very important. This is where I'm getting all the information. I'll be going in details, talking about everything from the user interface, all these links up here, going into details, talking about lane rates, the tri-hauls, everything in between, so that you know what you do when it comes to dispatching other people's trucks.